Kevin. Thank you for doing this. You look great. I'm really happy to have you here. You have so much knowledge and experience, and I just appreciate this very much. I wanted to just go ahead and start by asking you to share your name and your title and a little bit about MDR.
Judy, thank you for having me today. I'm Kevin Shrake, and I'm the Executive Vice President, Chief Operating Officer of MDR. And MDR is a resource capability company. We go out into the marketplace, inside and outside of healthcare, and we find best practices, and we bring those best practices to solve business problems for our clients. And actually, that's how you and I found each other. You're a best practice in the topical area that we're going to discuss today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be part of the fold. You did what at a 500-bed community hospital? You came into that role because they kind of gave you, they said, hey, we know somebody who will come at this, and they gave you a hospital that had a $28 million debt. You made it a priority to design your leadership in a way that ignited the light in each of the 3,000 employees. And so you're the proof that it can be done on a large scale. Tell us why this kind of investment is mandatory for companies.
There's a lot of different ways to handle that. What you traditionally see happening in the industry is a lot of what I call slash and burn approach, which is people come in, they see they've got to get $28 million, they cut all kinds of programs that might be vital to the community, and they look at how many positions can they delete in order to get to a balanced budget. And that's a very painful way of doing something, and it's quick. But what I see, Judy, when you're using that approach, you see it just total cyclical behavior, is that you have that impact for a period of time, and 2 years later, they're right back in the same position again. And somebody else has to come in and slash and burn. So I believe very, very strongly in that human system approach that you have, that the engagement of the people is what creates the endpoint, and it also what creates the sustainability. What people think is not possible is they don't think it's possible to do a financial turnaround and improve employee satisfaction and customer satisfaction at the same time. And that's wrong. The reason that you need this expert help, I think, is twofold. One is, even if you have the skills and the ability and the mindset to do this, it's too much. Second problem is, we don't know everything. And I really enjoy connecting with outside experts like you, who bring a totally different perspective and a structure to what it is that we want to accomplish.
Thank you, Kevin. And you certainly proved that investing in people really made a very measurable difference. So Kevin, you told me that if you had had a Lifework system, the organization could have sustained positive change and continued to improve even after you left because of the structure that would have been put in place. So tell us about how you realized that by not being able to transfer responsibility to everyone, there was a bit of a loss for you.
Yeah, I think sustainability is incredibly important. And I knew that I had the ability to do a few things. I had the ability to recognize, engage people, and get them excited. And what you really want to do is transfer that whole model and that whole responsibility process to each and every employee so that they can police themselves in the appropriate way. Yes. Judy, what do we do in life to get better? We hire experts and people that help us, that have structure and have process and have capabilities. And so it's not unusual for us to hire a golf coach if we want to be a good golfer, or to hire a fitness instructor if we want to be physically fit. Well, so why not have somebody who's an expert that can help really teach you the nuts and bolts of communication skills and interaction and a consistent set of core values that you fall back on? It just makes perfect sense to me.
Now, as a partner in MDR, you work with a pool of current and veteran CEOs. You understand the concerns that they're facing. Some of them have thousands of people like you did, and they have multiple divisions, and they have rapid changes and people working from all different kinds of locations. So as a former CEO, what would you say to help existing CEOs?
Employees are attracted to your organization because of the work environment that you create for them. It's been shown over and over in studies that people leave organizations for a variety of reasons, and sometimes it's money and benefits, but the majority of the time it's because of their work environment and the relationship with their immediate supervisor. That's the majority of the time. So if you put emphasis on that and you really believe it and you make people believe that you have their best interest in heart, they're going to want to stay and they're going to want their friends to come work with them.
So let me take that question a step further. What would have happened if you had invested in a system like ours and stayed there another 10 years to see that implemented? Can you tell me what you would have envisioned would have happened as a result of that?
Finances would have gotten incredibly better and it would have been sustainable. And people don't really give credit to a bad work environment for how much it tears down your financial performance. Mm-hmm. Easy things to measure: turnover rates. Okay, so if you've got a 25% turnover rate, what if it was 10? What would that do for the finances of the organization? I mean, you can pick a number on whatever study you want to use. And a lot of people say, well, it takes the person's annual salary or twice their annual salary or whatever to fill a position and turn it over. So you've got that scenario, the whole turnover scenario. But the other thing is when your employees are really engaged and they're happy, that gets transmitted to the clients, whether that's healthcare or an automotive industry or a school district or whatever. That gets transmitted. We are human beings and we wear our emotions on our sleeves. And if you're not happy, people get that also. And so that allows people to understand and want to come to your organization.
Well, remember when we were at the VIP event, there was a manager there that said, when I went on maternity leave before Lifework Systems and came back, it was chaos. And when I came back after Lifework Systems, everything ran completely smoothly. Talk to me a little bit more about how mid-level and upper management are all less burdened in a system where everybody picks up responsibility.
Your workload goes down, your stress level goes down, your comfort level goes up. And I equate a manager's role in an organization that doesn't have a system like yours to going to work every day and being nibbled to death by a pack of ducks. Okay, not any one nibble will kill you, but the little cumulative effect of all those nibbles it'll take you down. And so I fully understand and appreciate that manager's comment about coming back from vacation and doing it with ease because the ship was running fine. What having a system in place does is allows everyone to know how to behave, how to act, and how to interact. And so there's not this constant scenario of the manager having to police that and having all the stress of every single situation. And one of the things that I truly believe is that we don't fully understand the impact financially on our companies for not having a great work environment. And I believe that great work environment relates to the relationships of employees to each other and the employees to the client. How much better would your organization be financially if your turnover rate was half of what it is today? How much better would your organization be financially if you had lower sick time? People call in sick for a variety of reasons, but in an organization where you really have a top-notch work environment, they don't call in sick because they know the impact that will have on their fellow coworker. And I have been in some organizations where I've made some of those changes, but it really didn't have the formal process in place to really understand that and communicate it to each and every employee in the organization. And if I had, I know my organizations would have done even better financially. MDR, looking for best practices in the industry, has found Lifework Systems and Judy Ryan as the solution to that problem that I had. And I would like to invite you to learn more about her and her program.